Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with the LA Maybe. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Michael. Thanks so much for having me, man. Excited to talk a little rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. It's good to have you. And you want to start off and tell us about how the project formed and started?
Yeah. Well, we've been a band for a little while, and like most bands, we went through name changes and lineup changes and all kinds of stuff. But the current iteration of the band, which we consider being, the beginning of what we're doing right now, was actually solidified about 6-7 months ago. So that was August 2020, I think. That's when we had Alvy join the band, our lead singer, and he's the most recent member. And once he kind of locked into place, we immediately jumped in the studio, literally 4 days after he joined, and started laying down these vocal tracks for the album. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind ever since. So that's kind of where we're coming from. And yeah, we're just super excited to be making some rock and roll and finally releasing it, because we've been sitting on this stuff for a while.
Yeah, totally. And your debut single, Mr. Danger, is awesome. Is that what we can expect from the entire debut record?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely going to be rock and roll. Obviously, Mr. Danger is the most AC/DC inspired sound of the record. So the rest of them don't maybe skew into that territory quite as much. Although, of course, influences and inspirations across the entire album, I'm sure you'll be able to pick them out. But every track's a little different. Every track has something to offer. And yeah, we just can't wait to show you guys. The newest one, Sucker Punch, just dropped at the time of recording today. So it's out now. The video's out for it. And I think when you listen to it, you're going to agree. It's not quite as AC/DC as the others, but still it has that rock element. And it's a hard-hitting song. It's a fast song. And we're just bringing our element of rock to the table amongst so many other great bands, so many other good, young, new bands out there right now. And we're just trying to be a part of that wave.
Yeah, totally. How long were you working on the album for? How long have you been working on it?
We've been writing it for probably about a year. And we recorded it completely DIY, all ourselves, in about a couple months. Pretty much wrapping up the end of last year, so 2020. We took the latter half of the pandemic and just dove into our studios. So three of us in the band have personal studios, so we did all the work there. And yeah, so I guess probably about August, early September, we started recording everything. Maybe even a little bit before that, and then throughout the end of the year, it was done and being sent off to be mixed and mastered by November or December, and that was really awesome. We called upon our good buddy Machine to do the mixing and mastering. He's got a credits list a mile long, but the ones you might know would be Lamb of God, Crowbot, Clutch, 4 Year Strong, so many bands that he's worked with, and he just has such a good sound and is such a cool guy. We've worked with him in the past, so we wanted to bring him back into the fold for this album. He did all 10 tracks, the mixing and the mastering. All the recording and everything was done by us. Like I said, we had a ton of fun doing that and saved a small fortune as well. So that was nice, not having to, if we had to calculate the hours we put into recording that album, depending on the studio you're in, I'd estimate that to be between probably about $10,000 and $30,000 we saved.
Wow.
So we're really happy about that, and we got unlimited time. Come in here at 3 a.m. and record whatever we wanted, all sorts of stuff. So we had a lot of fun doing that. But yeah, the recording process has been going on for a little bit. Mixing process has been going on for a little bit, and it just recently all finished up. So the record is completely done, and we can't wait.
Awesome. Now explain how you were able to do all this during the pandemic.
The pandemic actually really worked in our favor. It sucked in a lot of ways for a lot of people, but what it allowed us to do was pause everything we were in the middle of doing, regroup, make some needed changes to the band, get Alvy in the band, and just dive into the studio with no other thoughts, no other obligations. We didn't have to worry about rehearsing. We didn't have to worry about shows. We didn't have to worry about promotion, booking, nothing. We basically just scrapped everything and started over. And that was a perfect time to do that because nobody was wanting anything from us. Everything was closed. There was nothing that we were missing out on. So it was a perfect timing for us to really get in and work out this album. And that's exactly what we did. So we're coming out, March 26th, the full album, Dirty Damn Tricks, comes out, and that's our pandemic project. And it's kind of the start of this whole band. So again, I keep saying it, but we're just so excited. We can't, I liken it to like, the rodeo bull right before the fence opens up. Like, we just have all that energy and we're ready to go. And as soon as that fence opens up, March 26th, we're going to come barreling out into the ring or into the road. I don't know. What do you call it? Rodeo ring? I don't know. We're going to be in there.
Yeah. And I want to talk about your new single, Sucker Punch. What made you choose that as a single?
It was kind of just a band favorite. We chose basically the two band favorites as the lead singles, which of course is kind of like picking your favorite child. They're all your favorites, but we thought these two kind of put our best foot forward first. And one thing I think we're really proud of, and I'm sure people have said this before, but we really believe it, and of course we're biased, is there's really no filler on this album. And I think a lot of people will agree. Sometimes you hear a 10-song album and there's 2 good tracks and the rest are garbage. And we tried really hard not to do that. I mean, I assume everybody tries not to do that, but I feel like we really did a good job with that, and I'm super, super stoked about how everything turned out. But Sucker Punch itself, we chose it as a second single because it kind of goes in a different direction from Mr. Danger, so it shows kind of 2 sides of the coin. It's fast. Mr. Danger is kind of mid-tempo. Sucker Punch is more like a freight train. It's just really fast, really moving. And we took the video in a unique direction as well. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably why we chose it. I mean, other than it just being a band favorite, yeah, there wasn't a ton of calculation going into the singles. We kind of just looked around the room and we're like, all right, Mr. Danger and then Sucker Punch. And everyone's like, cool, yeah, awesome. So we did that, and that's kind of where that came from.
Awesome. And you've got an awesome background going on. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, this is I've been doing some of these video interviews, so I decided to make a cool little background that's basically our album art. It's just like when you see the album art, you'll understand the background. So I assume in a couple of months this will all make sense. But yeah, I actually designed our album art myself, so it was easy to kind of throw that together. And yeah, so it's going to be really cool.
Awesome. And then when the album comes out, are you guys going to be putting out another single?
No more singles. The next thing that drops is the full album. And then once that drops, we're going to be looking to promote that probably through at least the end of the year. You might be able to expect some sort of extra single or deluxe bonus track edition or something like that. But we haven't really thought through all the details concerning that. We're in the middle of this release cycle right now, so we're really focused on that and focused on putting our live show together. Interesting fact about us, with the current lineup we have, having formed, in the pandemic, we've never once played live together. So we have one, as a group, obviously all of us have performed many years, but we've been putting together the show in rehearsal. It's coming together really great. We do have one show on the books in a couple hours outside of our hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. It's in Greensboro, North Carolina, and that's March 19th. So that's going to kind of be our live debut, where we kind of get to work out the kinks, see how everything's going to go, test out all the things we've been trying in rehearsal, see how these songs go over in a live setting. The show is actually performed, obviously, the 19th, just 5 days before the release, or 6 days, 7 days, whatever, before the release of the single, or of the album, rather. And a lot of people aren't going to know the songs at all, so we're going to get to see kind of how they perform before the album comes out, which is going to be really interesting. So, awesome.
And you had mentioned bonus tracks, so you have some tracks that didn't make the album?
Yeah, we have a Dropbox folder full of stuff. There's some that are completed. Many of them are in, just ideas or various stages of completion. So we have some other stuff we could potentially be tossing out there to give listeners a little extra to see a little more of what we can bring to the table. And yeah, we want to try to probably get a little creative with that, maybe acoustic versions or something like that, and have some fun with it. Other than that, yeah, there's no concrete plans there, but yeah, there's, we're always writing. There's always stuff bouncing around and all kinds of ideas flowing.
Now, if people want to look you up online, find your music on social media, how do they do that?
The best way to stay up to date with everything LA Maybe is lamaybe.com. You're going to be able to find all the socials, the web store, which has just a ton of cool merch in it. And if you're interested in any of that merch, by the way, scroll to the bottom, very bottom of any page on that website, and you can sign up for our mailing list there. That's the #1 best way to keep up with us. We send out a weekly newsletter every Tuesday. I write it personally. It's just updating you on everything we did the week, everything that's coming. A lot of times we do exclusive teasers and stuff like that you won't see anywhere else. And the most important thing is you're going to get 10% off merch with a little coupon code there. So sign up for that, and if you're interested in buying a T-shirt or something, save a little money.
Awesome. I want to ask, where would you like to see the band in maybe a year from now? A
year from now, I'm hoping we're out there playing. we have a lot of work to do in terms of assembling the team around us to help us get to that point. Again, we're a very new band, and we have a lot of work to do in that regard. But the show's going to be there. I can promise what I know we can do, and that's perform well, play well, sing well, all that good stuff. The show's going to be awesome. The music's going to be awesome, and I hope we're out there playing, as much as we possibly can a year from now. And in 3, 4, 5 years from now, I hope we move up to being able to headline our own tours and our own shows and bring other bands like where we are now with us to open and help kind of usher in the new wave of rock music, because we're not too many years away from a lot of the artists we know and love being gone. So it's now's the time for the new wave of classic rock to kind of take over and push into the mindset of fans. And I think we're in a good spot to do that. So we'll see how it all pans out.
Definitely. For a new band, your sound really sounds polished. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little about your musical background.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I can speak for myself. I started playing guitar at 12, and that was after hearing Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. I heard the main riff, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'm doing it. Let's do it. And just started playing, forming bands immediately. I was probably forming bands by 13, 14, and played my first show, I think, around 15. And just was so hungry to get out there and unleash whatever creativity I could offer to the world. And so that kind of just carried over into what we're doing now. So you're hearing a new band, but you're hearing decades of experience in that new band between all of us, with everything we've ever done coming out into this new band. And I'm glad it comes off as polished, because it should. That we've definitely put in our 10,000 hours each to get where we are. So it's time for us to show everybody what we have and the music we have to offer, and hopefully it resonates. And so far, it really seems to be doing that. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, when I first heard Mr. Danger, I could tell it was an instant hit.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that one. Love that one. And the music video was such a fun but grueling shoot. We were there for probably 12 hours shooting that. You'll notice in the video, there goes from day shots to night shots. So we were there that whole time. We got there in the morning and stayed well after dark. So it was a long day, but that was a fun shoot.
Yeah, that video is awesome. I love the energy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it was good talking with you and having you, and everyone look them up.
Yeah, Michael, thanks so much, man. LAmaybe.com, like I said, you can find us. We're super easy to find. You just Google us if you're confused. And yeah, we're around. So I can't wait to see you guys in the comments, see you guys in the socials, DM us, whatever. We are super available to chat, and we love doing it. So hit us up.
Awesome. And for everyone watching, I've linked their music in the video description, so go check that out.